See this comment all the time whenever I'm posting on social media that Japan has non-existent work-life balance, and then I really don't think that's the truth, honestly. I've been living here for 9 years, working for maybe 4 years for full time, and I've been helping people find jobs in Japan and go about their way of like, moving here and trying to live here, right? And of course, there are companies that have awful work-life balance in Japan. Like, don't get me wrong, there are bad ones, trust me. But I think for people to say that work-life balance is non-existent in Japan is just not fair, and it's not the reality of what it's like working here and working in Tokyo especially. This is going to come a little bit anecdotal to me, but I mean, I've switched jobs a lot here in Japan, and every single one of the companies I've been part of had excellent work-life balance, and a lot of them were very domestic Japanese companies too. So it's really just not fair for you to say that there is no work-life balance in Japan and scare people off from potentially finding a great job in Japan just because they think that they're not going to be able to live, they're just going to be working the entire time. Again, I'm not saying that there are no bad Japanese companies, but to label every single company here in Japan and the working style here as no work-life balance and unsustainable, I think is just not fair, and it's just not a very accurate label to put on it. So seriously, if you're thinking about living and working in Japan, I think you should really consider doing more, research on what types of companies there are. There's lots of gaishike companies, which means companies that come from abroad and make offices in Japan, for example, Google, Amazon, those types of companies, right? Now, I'm not going to say Amazon has great work-life balance to begin with, even, in the US, for example, but some of these gaishike companies have fantastic work-life balance. Again, really domestic Japanese companies can have great work-life balance, and so don't let those types of comments or those types of messages from people, living abroad that haven't lived here scare you away from finding your dream job in Japan. That's all I wanted to say. Thank you very much. Also, hey, if you're thinking about living or working in Japan, I have a newsletter, and I say it in literally every single video, and I'm really sorry about that, but I do think it's a really good resource. So if you're interested about living and working in Japan, please go into the link in my bio, and you'll find the free newsletter that I post weekly on Mondays, JST. And if you have any questions about living or working in Japan, I want to do more kind of formats like this where I'm talking to the phone camera, not just kind of editing and having a bunch of, like B-roll, for example. So if you have any questions, please comment down below, and I'll try my best to answer them about what it's like to live and work here.